Yo, what is up, Crockxen clan members and others who have stumbled upon this video? I am SoresanCrockxen, here to bring you guys another anime review, which is actually technically called Anime Time with Soresan now, so there's that. I'm actually going to be doing this video a little bit different, actually a lot different than normal. So I hope you guys enjoy the new format, and I'll catch you guys at the end of the video, so I'll see you guys then. So today we're basically talking about the anime called Accel World. Now I actually found this one in Wikipedia and as one of the action animes, and I was like, oh, well, I'll watch it because it sounded interesting. Basically, the premise of this anime is Sword Art Online, but better. No, just kidding. But seriously, the guy who made Sword Art Online did make Accel World, so I guess that's kind of a correlation that I'd go with. Um, so in this anime, we have this little short, chubby kid called Haru, who has problems with self-esteem. He kind of hates his life. He gets bullied a lot, and just life is shitty for him. So he kind of this is where Sword Art Online concept comes in. They have virtual reality video games, but here's why I said it's better because this show, I guess, I mean, if you want to connect it to Sword Art Online, it's based like 20 so years after the events of Sword Art Online, um, where technology has advanced so far, where people basically wear these things on their neck called neuralinkers, which basically connect you to the internet at all times, and you have like visual screens in your face whenever you're using it. So it's basically like your own personal computer, but literally there's no physical thing. Like in the first episode, I was actually confused for a little moment there until I realized what was going on. Basically, they were in school, and then I saw the teacher writing on the chalkboard with his finger, but there's nothing on the board. And then I see the students sitting on the desk with their fingers, looks like they're typing, but there's nothing in front of them. And when they actually show you what's going on, they're basically screens like randomly in front of people's faces. Even in the board, they could see the professor actually writing stuff, and it was actually there, but it was all in an image inside a computer screen in front of them. But it's all like private, so it's not like the person next to you can see what's on your screen. It's all basically connected to your neural well, I mean, it's called the neural linker, so it's connected to your nervous system, and it's basically your brain is the one that's making these visuals for you only. I like that concept. In fact, when I saw this, I was like, I want this now. I want it now. The problem is, we have to wait till the 40s, according to this anime, to get that. But I don't even care. I want it now because that sounds awesome, and that would be like so much better than what we have right now. Plus the fact that this is actually a big thing, and this is a plays a huge part in the game. There's global internet all the time. Basically, when the students are in school, they're connected to the school's internet Wi-Fi, or basically their Wi-Fi through their Neuralinker, so they're always online. And as soon as they step out of school, they automatically connect to the global internet. So basically, this is like what everybody wants: internet all the time. I mean, you could be like in like the most remote place in the world and you'll still have internet. Like that's how vast this new technology is. But anyways, back to the whole premise of the anime. So you have this chubby kid who hates life. He actually is into video games. Like that's all he does. He plays video games to escape reality. Um, he wants to delve into this magical this magical place where he can do anything. And they actually is he plays a game in the first episode in the bathroom because he gets bullied, right? So stuff happens, and then he hates his life, right? Obviously, and so he goes into this virtual reality world, which was his avatar is a pig, which confused me, but I mean I didn't really care too much. Um, so he goes in, and he's actually like the best at a certain game, which is like tennis, but more awesome. Basically, like you hit the ball, and the ball starts bouncing around the walls, and you get points from that, and you gotta rebound it and stuff like that. You gotta keep going as much as possible. Um, and he has the highest scores. Like the top 5 scores are his, and it's always like he always keeps improving. So he's basically like the best at this right now. Um, Now we meet the second main character kind of in right before that. He's kind of climbing some steps because he hears some noise, and there's this girl with black hair, surrounded by a lot of people. She has like butterfly wings and stuff. Um, and he it's like this admiration for her. And then she kind of glances in his direction, notices him, and he feels like he's been noticed, so he falls down out of embarrassment. Anyways, his best friend, which is the girl, well, one of his best friends, the girl named Chiyu, she comes into the game, finds him. She has like this cat outfit. It's still her normal self, but she's dressed like a cat, kind of like Miliana from Fairy Tail. But that's we're not gonna get into that. Um, so she goes out of the world and somehow forces Haru out of the game via the actual real world. Like that's actually something that I still wonder why the freak was she in the boys' bathroom, but she came in and punched him in the face, and that's how he got out, like disconnected. So moving on to the rest of it, the girl he saw beats his score. He feels upset. She tells him to meet her in real life. So he goes to meet her, and then he gets this thing called Brain Burst, which is the video game, which the whole series is surrounded with or based around. In this thing, it's like an app that you gotta download. The way that they made it was like she touched her Neuralinker, like which is on your neck. I forgot to mention that it's on your neck. She touched it with two of her fingers. She sent out the app via a butterfly thing that connected through a cable. Um, which is another thing I gotta mention. There's this cable, which is kind of like old school Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, like link cable style, that people connect to their Neuralinkers, and they can, telepathically communicate with the other person, and nobody else can hear the conversation. But this is usually like most people, and it's actually he says it a lot in the series. It's like for couples or like people who love each other very much, or just very close people. And it's not like for like this little boy and like the hottest girl in school. That's not how it works. So he is a little caught off guard when that happens. So he gets the game, he downloads it, he installs it, and the way the game works is that you're basically like your brain goes into like this accelerated form thing. Basically, your brain is going at so fast that its processing thoughts are just to the max. It's so highly advanced, or such an advanced speed that it seems like time is frozen. Like you basically your mind comes out of your body, and then looks like the whole world's frozen, which is actually not the case. Like the girl, which I forgot to mention her name, even though we don't know her name, she's called Kuruyuki Hime, like by everybody. We don't know her real name. Haru knows her real name, but he never says it and it makes him mad. But that's a story for another time. So Kuruyuki Hime explains it. It's not that time is frozen, it's just that their minds are going at such a rapid speed that it seems like time is frozen. They're just seeing 3D images and stuff like that. The way she explains it is that a second in the real world is 16 minutes and 40 seconds in this world. Which, by the way, means that you can study your ass off for hours, days, and I mean days in this world, and it's probably only going to be like a couple hours in real life. Which means you're going to ace that test. That's just how it goes. Although I don't know anybody that could handle studying like the same subject for days and days and days and days, like just in a row. I would get freaking tired, but that's besides the point. You do a lot of crazy stuff in there. So she has a goal. She wants to beat the game, but nobody else does because the problem is that the way to beat the game is you got to reach level 10. Now you might say level 10, that's like so low. That's not even worth my time. Actually, it's really hard to get to that level. For Haru to level up to level 2 took him freaking ages. You actually have to beat a lot of people over and over again. You get these things called burst points, and you actually have to spend those burst points in order to level up. But here's the trick. You lose all your burst points, you lose the game and the memory you even had it. So you gotta be careful with that stuff. It's very risky when you do it, which means you gotta get a lot of points so that you can have extra when you level up. It's a very tricky concept, which means you got to win a lot of matches and not lose any of them, by the way, because you do lose points, and also know exactly how that whole leveling up system works. Now there is a group of level niners, which is they're like the dang it, I forget. They're the true or the primary. No, not primary. Something about like the rainbow or some shit like that. I don't know. No, not really. They're like the main colors. There's like a yellow guy. There's a red guy. There's a blue guy. There's a green guy. There's an orange guy. There's a black, and then there is a. I know I'm missing one, but I don't remember right now. Anyways, they're like the kings. They're called the kings. And Kuro Yukihime just happens to be the black king. Um, for person to reach level 10, they actually had to beat, I think she said like 3 or 4 level 9 people, which means she basically has to fight these people. But the other guys don't want this. They want to be like a community together and like never want to beat the game. That's basically like it's at a standstill. She gets Haru's help. He wants to help her because I guess he like this proof of helping her out. And a bunch of antics happen. I'm serious. Haru is a freaking idiot. Kuro Yukihime was basically giving up her body to him, like literally, like just she could have thrown herself on him at any moment, and he didn't even take the bait. I don't know. Like this kid needs to start, getting his head in the game because she wants him and he wants her, but he's scared to get her because he doesn't know where this is gonna go. Just needs to do it. Chiyu becomes a burst thinker as well, which is his best friend. His other best friend, I forgot to mention, his name's Taku. He's also a burst thinker who tries to. No, I'm not gonna spoil that. That's a lot. Anyways, this series has, if I remember correctly, 26 episodes. So it's not that long. I am waiting for. There was supposed to be a season 2, and I mean the series ended like last year, so it's not like that old. So season 2 might be on the way. I can't wait for it. I'm really excited. I really like the show. I really did. It was awesome. It was well done and just great. It was just great. So without further ado, that's my review on Accel World. If you have watched the series, post a comment down below letting me know that you did it and what you thought of it. Who your favorite character was. I have to say, Haru grew on me. I actually like him as a main character because he's so pathetic in the beginning and you can actually see his progress. By the way, his avatar is freaking awesome. I'm just gonna say it. Freaking wings, and he's the only one. Badass right there. Like this guy, he deserves this just awesomeness. These avatars, actually, like the avatars are. I want to mention this before I finish this up. The avatars are made from mental scars. Basically, like if you have some trauma in your life, the game is gonna register that and then make an avatar based on those troubled times, those scars in your psyche. Which means a bunch of people are gonna get some crazy ass avatars if this thing can become real. I'm just saying there's gonna be some crazy ass shit, going on around here. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So, post down below what you thought of the series. If you have seen it, I highly suggest this series. I will give it a freaking 9 out of 10, just because of how awesome it was. I do have to say the OSTs could have been a little bit better, and I didn't really like the second opening, and the endings were not that great either. So I don't know. There's a couple flaws, the fact that a little bit of the storyline was a little slow in the beginning. It did pick up, and it became a lot better over time. Um, but yeah, so that's where I'm gonna leave it there because I'm already running at like 14 minutes for this show. Uh, watch it. It is awesome. Shit happens. Shit gets crazy, and there's this creepy guy in the second half that's you're gonna be like, fucking. I'm done. I'm leaving it there. I'll catch you guys later. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna go with this. Also, as a quick announcement, I'm gonna be doing a live stream next week before X and Y comes out. Like, as a final thoughts, I'm just doing this. I'm gonna try to put these out in the videos so that you guys can be aware of it. I should probably put this in the beginning of the video. But anyways, regardless of that, I'm SoresanCrockxen. See you guys later.